is what we're working on today. Well, on today's episode of They Let Me Work on That, today we're going to be working on a 2016 Yamaha Wolverine. What we're going to be handling is we're going to be doing some front diff work. So it took almost no time at all for me to realize that the jack that I had for motorcycles and ATVs wasn't big enough. So after 2 failed attempts to actually get it off the ground, I realized I could just sit on the ground underneath. So let me show you what we have going on here. So the actual problem that he's having, we have got seepage. There we go. From that seal right there. This is the front input shaft seal, but the problem is that what it's leaking is not oil, it's leaking water and oil. This thing has let water in, so that's why we're trying to do the seal as soon as possible. We should be able basically pull the diff forward without undoing the axles, which is my hope. I was able to pull the diff out, so now I just gotta undo. Hold on, yeah. Now I just gotta undo. Come on, stop flashing. Okay, so it worked. So now all we gotta do is rotate the diff around, taking care that we don't stretch this cable. Which actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and disconnect the connector. This is the clutch selector for the front wheel drive. Gently push this back. There might be liquid in here for all I know. Gee, I wonder why would there be liquid in here? Maybe because we turned it into a submarine. Put some dielectric grease when we put it back together so that nothing gets damaged. Come on, oh, you've got to be kidding me. You are coming out of there. You thought you were gonna outsmart me? Just a warning to those who may suffer from mechanical sympathy. Might want to look away now. Just a few quick taps of the hammer to loosen up the bearing caps, and we can twist them off at the vice grips. Maybe. There we go. That's one bearing cap off. There goes the other one. Now we can work on these. I gotta be honest, the thought has crossed my mind of cutting that in half.
12 seconds later.
Okay, didn't realize I wasn't recording, so I might have actually missed even the part when I pulled out the seal. Great. This is what I get for not paying attention. Here's the new seal. That's what it looks like on the outside. Here's the old seal, and you can see from the dry spots that it's sealed against the diff case just fine. It's where the shaft went on the inside that it was beginning to fail. Now that was me, but it looks like on the inside there's a little spring. I'm not sure how visible that's coming through. It kind of holds the seal tight, and it looks like the spring is gone. That spring is what gives the inside of the seal grip against the shaft when it's set like that. It keeps the oil in and the water out, which in this case it wasn't doing. Quick trip that turned into a slightly longer trip to the auto parts store for me to get a few things. So we got some lithium PB blaster. lithium white grease, right? General purpose lithium grease. Had to buy a grease gun for the grease fitting itself. Since I'm sure this is bound to be entertaining, you guys might as well go on this journey with me. Nobody ever showed me how to use a grease gun. Okay, remove the cap, insert this end. Okay, it does say it on there. Insert this end into gun first. Okay. Do this. We have grease! I realize that may have been a little bit too much for other people, but... And very carefully clean the inside. That's not gonna work. So I just finished saying that, small wonder, I don't use my GoPro anymore, but this is the best way for me to get this angle. I'm now gonna put grease on the inside. My thinking is that this acts like a sort of grease plug, maybe? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a bead of grease on here, smear it down the sides, and then shove this thing in. Okay, this is like the 5th or 6th restart in 5 minutes. Alright, so what I was saying, there is thread locker on the threads on this shaft. There's thread locker on here. The manual does not call for thread locker. I'm gonna put a dab on just to be on the safe side. Once everything is on, I'm gonna wipe off the excess grease that's on here. Gotta remember to put the washer on this thing, and the whole assembly screws in. There we go. This isn't really the sort of thing that I wanna casually mess up. Alright, so now here's our yoke. This is, putting it back together is apparently much simpler than taking it apart. You take out the first cap, place it gently, take out the second cap, and now this gets maneuvered into here. First cap goes back on. First cap goes back on. Second cap goes back on. Okay, ensuring that the needle bearings are picking up. It is working just like a press. I'm just doing this by hand. I'm not even like forcing it. We are going to thread this in there. Now we're going to use my improvised press. I'm using my head to hold this thing up while I twist it into place. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. And we are just pressing our bearing caps down. There we go. That was so easy. Now, just give it a dab of grease. All right. Right? Yeah, put the gun on. There we go. Give me back my grease gun. I just got it. Okay, now this takes almost no torque at all. It's just tight. There we go. Got this off. And obviously this is going to be empty. Yeah, that's it. Kind of treating this like a runny nose, like. It says torque to 17 foot-pounds. There we go. 17 foot-pounds. There you go. Torqued. We've got quite a few things left to do. This was the biggie. This was the one that this was the one that was keeping him from being able to use it at all. And I should probably cut to some footage of me and him on a really good run. I should start doing more stuff like this on the channel, and you can see as I touch it, it messes.